Because with a flame, you don't really want to put the flame near to plastic, because plastic will melt or catch fire, one or the other. The first thing we do is we light our candle. Okay? And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to seal the candle into here by using the water that's down there. So if I tip it in like this. Right. Now, the candle's still burning. Alright? But watch what happens.
The water came up.
What do you think's actually happened there? The water is rising up inside, but why do you think the water's rising up inside, Emilio?
I think it was evaporating because there was fire on, and the sun is made of fire, and the water evaporates by the sun. If the sun is made of fire and that's also made of fire, maybe it was evaporating.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Any other ideas about what they think's happening? Jia-Ying, what do you think's happening?
The candle is sucking air from the bottom, and when the candle sucks the air, and since the water is outside, and the candle needs more air, the candle sucks and sucks,
Okay.
and the water came.
Okay, alright, what do you think about it over there?
I think it's because the sun's high, and there's of course air at the bottom,
Yeah.
and then it seems that air is blowing upwards, so it is sucking the water up.
Okay, alright. What do you think happened to them?
I think that the fire is like if you're in the desert, it's hot. So there's no water, and that sucks up all the water from the sun, and that must be the same as sucking water from sucking water, so the candle gets covered up.
Okay, alright. Luca, what do you think?
I think the same as Emilio.
Okay.
Evaporate.
Alright. Lots of good ideas, lots of sensible ideas. You are hypothesizing. You were using what you knew about fire and about water and about air to make sensible guesses as to what's happening. Now, in this case, I'm actually going to tell you what's happening. Fire needs air to burn.
Yeah.
There's something in air called oxygen. It's part of air. We need it to breathe.
Yeah.
Fire needs it to burn. The fire has only got so much air in the bottle, and it burns up the oxygen inside the air. But when it does that, that means that the amount of air gets smaller because the fire is burning up part of it. Because the air is getting smaller, it's taking a smaller space. And so the water on the outside is being pulled into the space that's left. Right, so that water is actually being pulled up into the bottle because the air in the bottle is taking up more space.
My question is, like, how can it be pulled up if it's water?
Well, the air outside the bottle is staying the same. And air, even though we can't feel it, weighs something. And there's so much air above us that it's pushing down on us, even though we don't feel it. And the air that's pushing down on us stays the same, but the air inside the bottle is changing. So the air outside is actually pushing the water into the bottle. Because the weight of the air outside the bottle is staying the same, but the weight of the air inside the bottle is getting less. And that's the air outside the bottle is pushing the water up into the bottle. Very difficult to think about because the air around us, you don't feel it. It doesn't feel heavy. You don't put your hand out and go, oh, it's so heavy. But the air above us is several miles high. So even if air weighs just a tiny little bit on its own, when you pile it up in a big pile above us, it actually has a weight. And because the air inside the bottle is getting less, the air outside the bottle pushes the water up into the bottle.
But if the air is going down, how can I push the water up if the air is going down?
Because there's less air in here. So the air is pushing the water, pushing down on the water.
I think
Okay?
I understand.
This bit around here is staying the same, but this bit of air in here is getting less. And so the air outside is like, oh, I'm keeping pushing down, and the air inside, oh, I can't push down as much because there's less of me. Water pops up into the bottle.
I think I understand.
Down.
Emilio?
Kind of like in the galaxy, because in the galaxy you can jump just boing. But if you should go with the airplane, you need very much energy to get up, right? So
Yeah.
I think I understand how the air is pushing down there, because the air is keeping that the airplane can't fly.
That can make a difference. That's to do with something called gravity as well. That's a mixture of those two things, and we can talk about that a little bit later too. Thank you very much for watching.